Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create the really awesome Phalange bracelet created by NixKnox21 on Instagram. I was really excited when she sent me this design to do a tutorial because I think it's just so beautiful. I love it. The Phalange name is actually based off of a show called Friends, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. And it's a pretty comical part in the last episode, and she's a big fan, so that is where Phalange came from. So it does take, I'd say, about 315 bands, depending on your wrist size. But I think it's beautiful. I hope you guys like it. So let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, you will need to have at least 5 bar pins. I will be using 10 so that it fits all the way around my wrist without an extension. If you do only use 5, it's going to be really small. So I don't recommend it. I think it's almost even too small for like an extension, but it's up to you. So make sure that they're set up in a staggered position, but you want the beginning to be in a V. So make sure it's like that, arrows facing away from you. You'll need only 1 C-clip and your hook. So the first couple bands we're going to lay is going to be whatever color you want for your border on the side here. So I'm going to use Sweets, my red color, and this is from rainbowloom.com. So we're going to start by grabbing just 1 band and sitting it here for the closure. If you like a really super tight closure, you're going to want to use 2 there. And then we're just going to be laying 4 bands down on the very beginning V part, okay? So we're going to go out to the left 2 times, like so. And then we'll do the same on the right. So now we're going to lay the bands that are the limited edition blue here on the outside, and then the vertical opaque blue that's running up. So I do recommend a limited edition band for that part, for these outside ones. I just think it looks a lot better and cleaner. That's just my opinion though. So we're going to start by laying 2 vertical ones. I'm going to use my jelly red. And we're just going to go forward on pins 1 and 3, like so. And then we're going to now switch and grab our other band, which I'm going to use limited edition. And we're going to make a V. So it should go from that center and connect to the top left, and the same on the right side. So it makes a little M. And now we'll go back to the first color you used, and we'll do the vertical bands again. And then from the top of those, we'll lay our limited edition, making a V again, coming from the center out to the left and center out to the right. We'll go back to our first band, lay our vertical, and then we'll go back to our limited edition and lay our V. Oh, that band looks like it's going to break. These are the gemstone reds, by the way, from rainbowloom.com. I think they are so pretty. So we're just going to keep alternating, laying the vertical band forward, and then you lay your limited edition band, which will be a V, or whatever band you're using for this part. And we will just keep alternating all the way up. I tried this part using regular opaques. Well, I used opaque for actually the whole bracelet, but I just could not get that middle part to lay nice and clean. So that's why I think the limited edition definitely works best. But once again, that's just my thoughts. So we're going to do this until you reach the top. So I'm going to go off camera, but I just want to show you where you're supposed to stop. So if you're going all the way down 10 bar pins, you want your last V to be right here. Okay, so you don't want to bring that V down there. Just stop your last V right here. So I'll show you when I reach the top, and we will go from there. So I'll be right back. So this is what it should look like at the top. Just make sure you've stopped there. You should have one pin left at the end with that space, okay? So now we are going to come back to the beginning, push them down some. And now we are going to lay some upside down V's, and we're also going to lay a single chain running down in the middle at the same time. So for the single chain in there, I use like a pearl. So you see it a little bit, but not a whole lot. And then I use like a glitter blue for the upside down V. So you don't, I mean, you see the glitter blue, but yeah. So I'm going to use another glitter kind of band, limited edition. So we're first going to lay our vertical band from the very bottom going forward. And then you lay your upside down V. So it pretty much makes like an arrow. See, it looks like a little arrow. Then we'll go forward again. And then we'll make an arrow left and right. And you just keep doing that. So one forward, left connecting to that top, and then right connecting to that top. Not too sure how these colors are going to work out together, but we're going to see, aren't we? So we're going to do this all the way to the top, just like we did the first layer. And then I'll come back and I will show you what to do next. Alrighty, so I've reached the top of my loom. The last band that you should have laid will be the center one. You do not want to lay an upside down V on these last two because that's where our border band's going to go, going up like that. So it should look like that. Push everything down, come back down to the beginning. So this is going to be what is white in this bracelet here that we're laying now. So I'm going to start on the right side. I'm going to use some opaque for this part. It's the burgundy brown. And we're going to start on this pin here, and we're going to stretch it up diagonally to the right. And then we're going to cross it. So from the corner, we'll cross it in. It's like a sideways T. So then from that one, we'll stretch out again to the right, and then we'll cross back over again. So from this one, you cross back in. So you always start laying your diagonal one going out first, and the second one should always be crossing it going in. Out to the right and in. Wherever you stopped is where you start again, bringing it out, come back a pin and cross it. So I'm going to need to, there we go. where I'm filming, it's so cold and my hands are like freezing, literally like ice cold. And they're like cramping. Sorry, but I have to kind of be on like a slant because my loom is getting in my way of my camera. So I'm getting close to the end. I'm just going to finish it off really quick and then I'll start you guys off on the left side in a moment. So you actually want your last one to stop here. You do not want that last T to pass the side here. So just make sure it's like that. And then we're going to come down and start on the left side. Doing the same thing except the opposite direction. So we'll start down here. We'll start down here on the second pin and we'll stretch it up diagonal out to the left. And then we'll cross it back in to the right. We'll cross it out, or excuse me, diagonal out to the left. Cross it into the right. Out to the left. And in to the right. Same thing, just going in the opposite direction. So go ahead and get that side completed, and then I'll come back and we'll lay our last layer. I'll be right back. So once again, you want to make sure that you have ended. I'm not passing this last pin here. It should be one before it because that's where our borders are going to come up. So now we're going to actually lay the borders. So your loom should be looking like this now. So push that all down, come to the beginning. We can lay our last bands. Yay! So this is just going to be whatever you're using for the border, which should be whatever color you laid on these 4 pins down here in the beginning. So we'll actually be starting here since we already laid those 4 in the beginning. And we'll just lay our border going up. So I'm just going to do my right side, one in front of the other. All my bands are sticking. So as this is just a normal single chain border, I'm just going to go ahead and get mine laid really quickly. Do the same on the left side, and I will meet you back here on when I reach the top. So when you reach the top, you're just going to bring it in on both sides. So 2 in on the left, coming up to the center, and the same on the right side, like so. So now you just want to push everything down a little bit and turn your loom around. So the arrows are now facing yourself. You're going to grab a cap band or whatever color band you use for your border to make the cap band on the center pin. And now we can go ahead and start the looping process. So we're going to start by looping out the border that we just laid. So go into your cap band, loop the top band back to itself. For me, that's out to the left. And then the other one goes out to the right. If I can get it. There we go. And then we'll just keep going up each side. So I'm going to start on the right side. And just loop that up. So you're just pushing back the cap band and grabbing the top band and bringing it forward. And you'll do that all the way up each side. So this part is very easy. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. Now you're not going to loop it into the top here. You want to stop there. We'll do that border at the very end, the very last 4. So stop there, come back to the beginning, and just repeat that same thing on the left side. And go all the way up. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this looped, and then I'll come back in a moment and show you what to do next. So just like on the other side, make sure you stop at the end here. Do not bring it in. We're going to come back to the beginning again, and we are now going to loop the side bands that are like a T. So we're going to be starting on these pins. I'm going to just do one side at a time. So I'll start on the right over here. So we're always going to start by looping inwards first. So we'll start out here, grab that band. It's the only band on the pin. We're going to cross it in, bringing it back to itself. Then we'll grab this band here, and this is the first time that we cross this one. There's not going to be a band on top. So you just grab that top band and you're going to cross it over and reconnect. We're going to go back in this pin, push everything back. Make sure you're grabbing the bottom band, and we're going to cross inwards again. And then you'll come to this pin to cross over. Grab that band, cross it over. So you end it there, so you start back there again. So you push back the top 2 bands, grab the very bottom, stretch it diagonally in, and then you have to now cross over. So you go in here, grab that band, and cross it over. Go in here, grab the bottom band, stretch it up, come in here and cross it over. So you keep doing that all the way up, crossing it in, and then cross over that by going outwards. It does take a little while to get this design done, but I most certainly think it's worth it. She did a beautiful job on it. This is my last one. So it should look like that. And then of course you would just come over to the left, and we're going to do the same thing. Except obviously we'll be going in a different direction. So we'll be going, starting on this bottom pin here. You're going to cross it in. like so. And then this one you're going to cross over going out. Go back in that one, grab the bottom, bring it in. This one crosses over that going out. And we'll keep doing that all the way up. So I'm going to get my left side all looped up, and I'll meet you back here in a moment. Okay, so it should look like this now. So now we can come back to the beginning. And now we're going to loop the bands that are vertical here, going forward, and then the bands with the loom face in this direction, it's now a V. So the V's and the vertical we're going to loop now. So we're going to go in our cap band. Grab the top band and bring it forward. Then you'll go in that cap band and loop out your V. So they'll both come back to themselves. So the top will go out to the left. And this one will go out to the right. And we'll do that again. So we'll go back in here, loop up the top band forward. Go in that cap band and loop out your V. Out to the left, out to the right, and then forward. We'll keep doing that. This part's pretty easy. So to save on some filming time, I'm going to go ahead and get this looped up, and then I will come back and we will do our last layer. Alrighty, so I'm at the top. Last one should go forward. So it should all look like that. Now we're going to come back one last time. Now we're going to loop the single bands that are going vertically forward on those pins 2 and 3, and then we'll loop our upside down V's back to themselves, which will be coming down. So we're going to start on this pin here in the middle, grab the top band, and that comes down, back to itself. Same for this one here, bring that down. Now we'll go in these pins, push everything back, grab the very bottom, and bring it forward. Like so. Excuse my hand for a moment. There we go. So now we'll come back to the center one here, and we'll loop out our upside down V, bringing the bands down back to themselves. And then we'll loop the bottom band forward. If it pops off like that, like mine just did, you can just grab it and put it back on. No biggie. So then we'll come up to the next one. You always are starting in the center and bringing that upside down band, the V, back to itself, and then going in the side there. Make sure you get in all those bands. There's quite a few of them there, and loop forward. Sorry, couldn't see. Can't really see like this, sorry. Oh, almost missed one. So just keep getting them all looped out, and then I'll come back when I have reached the top. Alrighty, so the last thing we have to do is to loop the last 4 bands at the top. So we're just going to bring them in. So the right comes in twice to the top center, and of course do the same on the left, like so. And then we will locate that band that we had here from the beginning, or if you have 2 bands there, go down inside, locate it, and bring it together. And that is where we will attach our C-clip. Like so. Now this bracelet, you definitely cannot pop it off of the loom. I mean, like, just rip it off. You're going to have to take your time and do it like this. And then you're even going to probably need to, like, try to get in there from the side like this to take that row off as well, because it's very tight. So that's just my opinion, or you can start at the bottom and start releasing it like this and just go all the way up. I highly recommend that, as I don't want you guys to break any bands. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll come back and show you my finished bracelet. Alrighty guys, so here's mine off of the loom. I think this is such a beautiful design. If you're not using limited edition bands like I did, a lot of these may be facing other directions. It may just look like a really messy. So you may have to fiddle with these parts a lot. You can adjust them from the back. If they're sticking out too much in the front, you can pull it in the back to make it tighter. If you're using the limited edition bands and they're like, some of them are flipped up, if you take your finger and just keep rolling down, it will make it fall downwards. You just have to keep rolling it until it folds down. So I hope you guys like this design. I think it's beautiful. To close it up, you're just going to locate that C-clip, and your cap band is clearly visible down here at the end, and you just connect it like so. And there you have the completed Phalange bracelet created by NixKnox21 on Instagram. I think she did an absolutely beautiful job on this design. If you guys like it, please hit that like button below. You can also tag us if you make a rendition, NixKnox21 and Loves to Loom on Instagram. We would definitely love to see it. So I do appreciate you guys watching. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, you can also do that below as well. I'd appreciate that. Thanks so much. I will see you all at my next video. Bye!